Ladies and gentlemen, a really big hand for the comedy of Mr. John Antetomaso. Come on, give him a hand! John Antetomaso!
What's going on, everybody? So I got a question for you guys. So is it just my gym, or do the old men at every gym feel the need to walk around the locker room butt naked? The other day I'm standing in the sauna, and this old guy comes walking in wearing nothing but a towel around his neck. And he looks at me and he says, "So what do you think about the interest rates going up?" I said, "Listen, while you're standing this close to me, I don't want to think about anything going up." So just to tell you a little bit about myself, as a kid I spent a lot of time with my grandpa. So basically what that means is I became a degenerate gambler at a very young age. We're Italian. Most normal people went away to summer camp. I went to Saratoga Racetrack. I was the only kid in first grade who was smoking a cigarette and gambling on the dodgeball games. And honestly, we never thought it was a problem. Until one time in second grade, my math teacher said, "John, 8 and 8 is," and I said, "A real shitty hand. You gotta split them." But nowadays, all you do is see these advertisements for these online sports books, like FanDuel and DraftKings. But let me tell you something, don't ever use one of those websites. You gotta put in your credit card information and your bank account information. Those websites are so unsafe. If you wanna safely gamble, you go see my guy, Rocco Annunziata. Like I said, those websites will rob you and leave you broke for the rest of your life. At least with my guy, in 3 months, your leg is fully healed. But all kidding aside, my mom is by far the biggest gambler in my family. My entire family's here, and she's not. She's like Jake's 58 right now. And like a true gambler, she loves to let you know when she wins. The other day, she calls me all excited. She's like, Johnny, I just hit a slot machine for $2,500. So I'm like, no shit, you're up 2,500? And she goes, no, I'm down 1,000. So I come from a very blue-collar family. You know, growing up, my parents worked super hard to give us everything we wanted. But like my dad, he loved to remind us how hard he worked. So like I remember one Christmas, I got a brand new Game Boy, and I was so pumped. And I was like, "Wow, Dad, look what Santa got me." And he goes, "Wow, nice. You better not break it. For that Game Boy, Santa worked 5 fucking Saturdays in a row." But it's funny, the older you get, the more you start to pick up on things. Like when I was a kid, I used to stay up really late at night, waiting for my dad to go to sleep so I could watch porn on Cinemax. And now that I'm older, I realize that the whole time my dad was in the other room, waiting for me to go to sleep so he could watch Cinemax. So my dad is bald, like fully bald. And he's always breaking my balls, telling me that when I get older, I'm gonna be bald. And the other day, he comes into my room, he's pointing to his head, and he's like, "This is gonna be you. You're gonna end up just like me." So I'm like, what, fucking brain dead? But he got to me. I started taking finasteride, which is a pill that prevents you from losing your hair. And I go to the doctor and they prescribe me this medication. And the doctor says, "I just have to warn you, there are some side effects. The main one being erectile dysfunction." And then she said, "But you know, you're young, so this probably isn't gonna happen to you." And then she said, "You're not gonna be able to have sex multiple times a day. You're just gonna have sex once a day. How does that sound?" So I said, whoa, doc. So you're telling me, if I start taking these pills, I'm gonna start having sex? But I'll be honest with you guys, I suck at sex. And I was sitting at the bar the other night, and there's this guy next to me, and he's bragging to his friend about how he was banging some girl last night for 45 minutes. And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, all the sex I've had in my life doesn't add up to 45 minutes. So I went to a new doctor the other day, and I'm sitting in the room, and I'm waiting for him to come in, and I'm looking around, and the only thing on the wall is one plaque that says Massapequa Colon and Rectal Specialist, rated the #1 colon and rectal specialist in the tri-state in 1986. So the doctor walks in the room, and I'm like, "Hey, doc, what have you been doing since 1986? And he looks at me and he says, "I've been trying to get my license back." Now bend over. So I also went to a restaurant the other day, and this place, they have one gender-neutral bathroom. Men and women should never be forced to use the same bathroom together, ever. I walked in, I was literally in shock. I could not believe what I saw. $3 for a tampon? And to make matters worse, the woman at the urinal next to me was bigger than I was. Yeah, so my dad thinks I'm gay. For whatever reason. I think it's because I cuff my jeans. But the other day he looks at me, he's just like, you're gay. And now somehow this rumor has spread through my entire family. And the other day my sister comes to the house and she runs up to me and she's like, oh my God, did you see what happened last night on RuPaul's Drag Race? So I'm like, I'm not gay. What makes you think I watch RuPaul's Drag Race? And then I thought to myself, am I gay? Because I know exactly what happened last night on RuPaul's Drag Race. Thank you very much, everybody.